All packed up and ready to vacate its premises and head to a more modern and better equipped TB facility. The transfer of the final 12 patients from here officially marks the end of 4th grade TB Hospital, as patients and workers here will now join Nkqubela TB Hospital in Mdantsane. The hospital was closed because the building did not belong to the department. It was impossible to upgrade it to treat MDR and XDR patients. The closure also helps government to consolidate its TB facilities for a more focused care.
It was a fairly good hospital, but it could not meet the things that we want to do now, especially responding to the multiple drug resistance TB. We have left some abilities at the old 4th grade so that those people who were supposed to come during this time of March for their appointments will be able to cater for those. And thereafter, everyone will actually come into these particular facilities.
The department spent 14 million rand improving Nkqubela TB Hospital. It increased its beds and installed state-of-the-art medical equipment. And the patients are loving their new environment already.
You're on the right.
This is a very good hospital. It's clean, everything is in order, even the diet is good. I feel strong already.
I felt really sick in 2013. I was bedridden. I never thought I would still be alive in 2016, but I'm really grateful to the medical team here. I feel strong.
Nkqubela is just across the road from the newly revamped Cecilia Makiwane General Hospital. Authorities say their close proximity further enhances their drive for a more consolidated healthcare services in the province. Unathi Binqose, SABC News, Mdantsane.
And now for more on this story, let's now cross back to our reporter Unathi Binqose. Nice to chat to you once again, Unathi. I find it surprising that the authorities had to rent a building for a hospital. Why did they find that necessary in the first place?
Well, it is really puzzling that they have had to resort to that. But the hospital has been up in operation for quite a number of years. I mean, we grew up all knowing that there is 4th grade hospital. Well, unfortunately, we couldn't really probe them on that. But our understanding is that it has been a private hospital before the statistical department actually took over the hospital and put it under its wing. But it felt that it was a bit expensive, not only to rent the hospital, but to run 2 hospitals in such a close proximity from each other. I mean, they are 25 kilometers apart, and they are more or less serving the same catchment area. So they just felt it was a bit difficult to improve the hospital, given the fact that the premises are not really theirs, which, like you highlighted, is puzzling on its own. I mean, and of course, the cost of having staff here and having staff also within 25 kilometers, hence they decided on this measure, and seemingly it will work wonders going forward. And judging by some of the state-of-the-art equipment that we've seen inside that hospital. So hopes are very, very high, not only among the Eastern Cape Health Department officials, but of course among the patients also.
And Unathi, what's unique about the new hospital now that they've moved to, and what difference does it make for the treatment of TB patients?
Well, they have really upped their game, especially when it comes to medical equipment that they need to fight and defeat any strain of TB. From the normal TB that takes about 6 months to cure if you take your medication, to the more difficult to deal with MDR and of course the XDR strain of the extreme drug-resistant strain of TB. So they say that they are very, very confident with the equipment that they have there. And of course, like it has been highlighted in that package, they've spent quite a lot of money in improving that hospital, not only in installing state-of-the-art equipment, but of course they have had to expand it in order to make room for those new patients that have been transported from 4th grade hospital just before its closure. It looks really good, and it looks very, very promising. And they are very, very optimistic that going forward they'll be able to deal with any cases and any outbreaks of TB in the Eastern Cape and in and around, of course, in other provinces. And like I said, it is just next door to the Cecilia Makiwane General Hospital, which makes it a lot easy for referrals also and transfer of patients between those two hospitals. If they happen to pick up at Cecilia Makiwane that someone has contracted TB, they will simply transport them across the road to Nkqubela Hospital. So it really speaks to their aim to consolidate their services and make them a bit more accessible. I mean, Fort Cape Hospital was in a very isolated area. I mean, we got lost even ourselves in trying to find the hospital. But when it comes to Nkqubela Hospital, where they have moved to now, it is really accessible. In the second biggest township in South Africa, which is in Mdantsane, so the pool of the people from Mdantsane and, of course, surrounding townships like Duncan Village have easy access to that hospital, and in terms of transport and all those things. So it does make sense that they've decided to merge these two hospitals and take the patients really to Nkqubela Hospital, which they own, and of course, which is easily accessible to the patients also.
All right, thank you so much for that update. That was our reporter there, Unathi Binqose, speaking to us from East London.